A new CDC report is sounding the alarm on the amount of ultra-processed food that Americans are feeding our kids. The report estimates they make up like 2/3 of what kids and teenagers eat. So this is like hot dogs, certain snacks, like sugar drinks, whatever, certain breads. Anything made in a factory with no whole ingredients, essentially. That's not the technical definition. We'll get into that. But it's the first time that the CDC has even tried to guess how much processed, ultra-processed food we eat. And you won't be surprised to hear this is a push from the Health Secretary, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. He's been really behind this Make America Healthy Again movement. This is part and parcel of it. As our health and medical reporter, Berkeley Lovelace Jr. knows, he is joining us now. So, this is interesting and notable because until now, we can say we probably eat a lot of ultra-processed food. You go to the grocery store, you see it. This is like an official CDC estimate. It's part of the MAHA movement. Walk us through some of the findings here, and then we'll talk about what actually is an ultra-processed food.
Yeah, so what was interesting here is there's not yet a definition for ultra-processed food, and so that's something that Secretary Kennedy is currently trying to find. So in this report, they use a definition from Brazil that's widely used across the world. And so these are a lot of foods that people really enjoy. So as you mentioned, these include things like sandwiches, and so things like burgers, hot dogs, PB&Js, and that's followed by baked goods, sugary snacks, and then sugary drinks as well.
But not all of them, right? They're for example, ultra-processed is not the same as processed. If it comes in a jar, it doesn't mean it's bad for you. If it comes in a cracker box, it doesn't mean it's bad for you in ultra-processed, right? And that's a difficult distinction.
And so that's what makes making the definition so tricky and what Kennedy is going to have to navigate. So things like whole grain breads and yogurts, those are things that have actually been found to actually reduce your risk for certain diseases like colon cancer, for example. But other things like hamburgers, pizza, things like that have been linked to heart disease, cancer, a range of other issues as well. So it's going to be a little bit of a tricky debate here.
But so the timeline for that, if there's going to be a policy implementation in place around this. So, for example, if RFK Jr. wants to say, let's label everything really clearly when it's UPF, ultra-processed food, that's not something that's going to happen overnight. What are we hearing from food lobbyists?
So far, it could happen. It could happen soon. So other administrations have tried to do this. Kennedy did take the step to define ultra-processed. Other administrations have mostly focused on the ingredients in food, so things like added sugars or trans fat. And so they haven't really addressed the processing of that. They have tried to take steps, but it's kind of been at least muddled into this regulatory area and hasn't really moved forward. So, for example, the Biden administration proposed a front-of-label packaging. So you have a label on the front. You can see the added sugar, things that might make people's eyes pop about what they're eating, but there's never been really a push to define ultra-processed, which opens up the door to regulation.
You talk about moves from other administrations, and I am old enough to remember, and I know you are too, back when former First Lady Michelle Obama had a Healthy Kids, Healthy Food initiative and got backlash for it in some corners. Is Robert F. Kennedy Jr., as he's now doing something similar, is there any political liability for him? Or have we not seen that yet? Is it too early to tell?
So there's been a lot of comparisons between Michelle Obama and Kennedy as well. I think they both are aligned in terms of what they want to do with food. I think the biggest pushback Kennedy could get is from the food industry. So there's a lot of pushback on what counts as an ultra-processed foods. There's things that are minimally processed, and then there's things that are ultra-processed. So kind of what gets fit into that. And so there's going to be, I'm sure, a lot of food industry trying to put in input into what this definition means. As I noted before, other countries do have a definition, so we do have a framework for it.
It's also it can be confusing for consumers. When you take these quizzes, what's ultra-processed, what's minimally processed, when you go and buy it, there seems like there's some steps to be taken there, and I know you'll keep us posted on all of it.
Yes.
Berkeley, thank you so much.
Appreciate
that.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.